Greetings, everyone. This is Joanna from Heavenly Radiance, Shamanic Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we thought we'd do a spread for this very powerful day tomorrow, 02/02/2020. So it's a mirror reflection day. So many great portals that are opening up for us to bring forward greater balance and harmony and grounding. Number two for me is a grounding energy, the balance of the male and the female grounding and harmonizing as one. And as the numbers are experienced in the way that they are, it's a very unique and dynamic play on energy from the heavens opening up within the radiant ascension energies to offer us the highest potential to manifest our heart's desires. Create some, if you're excited to really create an excitement plan of heartfelt living. What excites you from the soul? What excites you in your soul truth? What excites you in all that you are as a divine being of Christic energy, to explore, express, and experience yourself new as love, as light every day, every moment, and allow yourself the creative joy to follow a path that's uniquely to you. Even if what you creatively desire might not be out there yet, release the vibrations of comparing yourself to others, and just know that your uniqueness, your divinehood as a crystalline child, your uniqueness within your DNA and all that you bring to the table is profound, expansive, and worthy of your own investment. Taking a risk on you, allowing your dreams and your soul's desires to be the foremost in your mind. And this one came jumping out. Wow. Ancestor of Knowing. That's wonderful. Thank you. The Sacred Tribal Shamanic Auric deck. And so just really feel powerful and excited and creative, and taking that new jump, that new leap of faith into meeting your soul tribe, into really expanding your reach on higher potentials. Things that are beyond our imagining is what we're being offered. So how can we imagine, and how can we co-create in ways that are beyond what we ever thought? And this was a card that came out for me this morning, the Sacred Fool, which is new beginnings, allowing ourselves to truly step forward new, testing the unknown, taking a leap of faith, taking a risk on ourselves, and knowing what we know within our heart, which is this deep knowing. We come here with those deep, innate energies that we must do what we must do. And therefore our soul's evolution, as well as those that are also in our circles, because their souls are not able to evolve unless we step forward on our journeys. And so the all is affected by our moving forward and taking a leap, of faith that you've done the work. You've allowed yourself to really get honed in on what your excitements are, and now it's time to begin creating the invitation to call into the universe what it is that you need, whether it's abundance, the vibration of your soul tribe. So think about it and feel and act and behave in the vibration of what it is that you're needing, and then open up and releasing and letting go of the expectations, letting go of the specific details of how it will manifest. That's all up to the universe, because there's more. There's others that perhaps might be involved in your plan that are also assisting you, and it's always within the divine planning. So just trust. You have teams and teams and teams of beings within the heavens that are assisting you. And so we'll pull another one. Wow, what a perfect card! Wow. Powerful. And how, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to put that one. That was the card on the bottom of the deck. Oh, beautiful. And then we're gonna pull the unicorn. Magical Unicorns by Doreen Virtue. These are oracle cards from the unicorns. I've already shuffled these, but my energy likes to shuffle the cards. And allow yourself the beauty of every moment is new. Regardless of what's happened in the past, everything is new. Every moment is new. Every moment, every moment, every moment. So allow yourself forgiveness. Allow yourself recentering at your heart. Allow yourself to let go of all that no longer serves. These are really powerful times to allow yourself to truly heal at the deepest level. let go of what the mind thinks is possible to heal. If you might think it might be beyond healing, or something that has occurred that might be beyond fixing, allow yourself to know that your link and your communication and your entanglement with Source Creator is always threaded as one. And so allow yourself to know that miracles are the norm. Miracles are a part of everyday life. And it's your knowingness, it's your worthiness to open up into the emergence of who you are as a being of light, to know that you're worthy to live within your highest and your best, to know that you've allowed yourself to clear and honor who you are with integrity, to move forward in the past the best way that you've known how, right? And those are those special communions with Source that speak a whole story. I had this one pop out earlier, so it's so amazing. It just popped out again. It fell on my lap. And so just know that your sacred communion with Source, your sacred communion with your soul, and we're going to do a tape about this tomorrow. My throat is losing its traction. I'm going through a clearing in my throat right now. Your sacred communion with your soul and living within the essence of your soul, it's very vast and beautiful. You can feel this fluidic flowing of energy and wisdom and light that your soul offers you in all moments. And so just know that when you have those sacred communions and that pure intent, when you're using your voice and you're using your consciousness, when you're using the consciousness fields that you walk within and that are within you, in a pure, intentional way, to truly change your reality, to truly change your self-love, to truly change the path that you're on to your highest and your best. When you have those honest, pure, intentional communications, the universe reworks itself around to assist you in making that happen. And it's not always easy, because in the process, we have to let go of so many things that we've been built around to believe that are simply not true. There's so many densities and limitations that it hinders us. And that's why liberation can be the most challenging path we walk on, because it goes against every single thing that we've been taught, and it's not easy. And so have that be okay. Have that be okay, that I'm going to walk up this really challenging path, and every step of the way, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to know something. And if I stay true to me, if I love me, and if I honor who I am as a Source Creator, I know that I will be provided for every step of the way. And that's your higher knowing. Wow. Thank you, unicorns. Thank you, the Blessed Unicorn Creative Collective. And we're going to go with our work, Your Light Oracle Cards by Rebecca Campbell. Thank you, Rebecca Campbell. And it's a very, very, very powerful day tomorrow, February 2nd. So allow yourself to spend some time with Gaia, create a vision plan, a vision board, write down your divine intentions through your heart and your soul. What is important to your soul? What values are most important to you in a creative, expressive, experiential way? Because that's the soul. The soul desires and craves evolution. And as long as you're following your soul's desire to evolve in the most expansive, loving way, you're following your highest and your best path. And if you don't know what your highest and best path is, then create that daily, soft, gentle communion and commune with your team and your spirit guides. I'm open to my highest and my best. I know I have great gifts. Please show me the way. And they might be shown to you in, the synchronicities of finding classes that are just sent to you in your email box. There might be things that are offered to you. And I think 2 just came out there. And so the synchronicities is, and again, we're going to bring this one in because it's on the bottom of the deck. It's so amazing. And so the synchronicities are the way that your soul, spirit, the energies of all that you are bringing informations and wisdoms to you. So just trust the divine elegance and the richness that is life flowing to you and showing you in every way. Now this is the Ancestor of Knowing. This is the very, very first card of our shamanic story today. And the Ancestor of Knowing, and what's coming to me right now, is this glow, the divine glow that is within this energy right here. And what's coming to me is that there is, the story that's coming to me is the energy of Source Creator, the Divine Holy Mother, Father, Spirit, the Universal Creators, however we want to define all that is of all life. there is this energy that is never put out, you know, just like the candle. There is that always ignition of love that is within us, every cell, every atom. And that's always ready to take flight into something new. And so the energies that we're being presented with is allowing us to know that each and every one of us have all that we need within us to take new flight, to take this new creation that's being brought to us through our inspirations, through the visions that we have, through dreams, through things that we see on walls, through the beautiful synchronicities that are embedded in all life, whether it's an insect, a bird. There's miracles that are occurring around you at all time. You are creating these miracles for you to tune into. That's how vast your soul and your consciousness is. Now, depending on how your consciousness is wired at the present moment, your core vibration, if it's vibrating in lack, limitation, less than, anything that is negative, then that's what your reality will show you. And then it will continue to show you those until you go within and say, I'm ready to change my reality. I'm ready to see myself as more than I was a minute ago. I'm tired of these struggles. And then you allow this light to guide you in all things. And why we offered a video on, you know, the daily healing and self-care and clearing. It's really important to deal with your emotions and your feelings every day as they show up. It's really important to deal with the communications of those in your circle as they come up. It's important to keep those clear communications of values and needs and desires open and clear and communicative. They allow the greater balance. They allow the continuous flow within the community. And if there's stagnation in communication, if there's suppressing and depressing energies or anything that it's so much easier just not to talk, you know, so much easier just to let things go. But that causes fault and break within the community. And that's when we have those tower moments. When the community is not built with an integrity and trust and unconditional love, then the tower breaks and it will create the fault line within the community. And so we're learning these things within our community of ourself, us, our spirit, our soul, our higher self. When we're looking to outside of our community to satisfy the needs that we have, then that will create faults within how we feel, faults within how our body feels. That creates the illusions, that creates the materialistic drive that thinks that might feed those energies that are really wanting to be fed within. So the fault lines can go holographically, as we always like to project, so that we can understand that we are, as we heal and love ourselves, we are that individual cell and holographic atom and fault that can allow ourselves to be healed and made whole, so that our entire collective community or our family community or our community in our city, however it is, that we remain strong and knowing that there is a higher knowing. And it's known from all of our ancestors are also threading with us. As we spread our wings, the ancestors are helping us in the wind beneath our wings, if you will. And they support us in every way through continued creative exploration, through our dreams and intuitive energies, through our meditations. So we're being fed in a myriad of ways through the deeper knowing. And the Ancestor of Knowing is a vibration that allows you that sacred remembrance. For me, it's not, yes, perhaps we take classes to learn more and to accumulate wisdom. However, there is a knowing within me that when you go into a class, you're a part of the assisting of that information being created in the moment. You're a part of that information already as a knowing within you. So you're going into this experience as a remembrance of your direction and your path. And why every moment allows us that greater center point to know who we are, to continue the path of our unique journey. Our unique journey will not look like the traditions held in past energies of third and fourth reality. We must break new. We must break new ground. We must break new earthly traversing. We really must emerge anew. And it won't look like how it's looked. It's not meant to. But there will be those fears that come up because you will be challenged by those in your circle or community, that might not understand Why are things changing, or why doesn't it look like how it used to look? But we have to look at it from the highest perspective, that it's there to serve the greater good. And the chimes are chiming in. And if we were to look back 50 years from now onto the same moment where that change was really necessary and that transition really took place, and you took part on that fork in the road that was being offered, which so many are being offered right now, to really take part and take direction on your gifts and your skills and your wisdoms, that you look back now and think, wow, that decision felt so hard at the time, but I understood why everything had to happen, because you know how it will affect those in your circle a year down the road or 10 years down the road, that will be of positive impact to them, not only to your inner circle, but to all of those within the collective. So this is what unity consciousness is. It's about taking yourself outside yourself and knowing that whatever you're being intrigued with, whatever you're being inspired with, is for the greater good, because we're unity consciousness, and how all of our experiences in any one moment serves the greater good, or doesn't depend how we're resisting, depends on how we're being stuck in old ways, and to release and really strip away what is not needed. And that's what's been a big experience for me the last 3 months, really, is stripping everything back, everything. I had an experience this morning in which I had a memory of when I was a really young child, perhaps maybe 4, and I was hearing something that things were being said in the house, and it reminded me of how I was holding myself back because of the conversations that just went on in my house about how challenging and how we've worked so hard as a human collective for so many years to make ends meet. And I grew up with those conversations. I grew up with the struggle. I grew up with those energies. So for me, I always felt that it was so hard to make a successful path for myself. And so those were releases that I'm able to now let go. I don't need that story in my Akasha anymore. I don't need that story in my field. And we don't oftentimes understand or even know that we're carrying these stories with us until we find ourselves not stepping out of our comfort zone, or we find ourselves stagnant and not taking those choices because we feel that we're holding ourselves back because of others. So there's many of those dynamics that will come into play, especially those that have families and the caretakers of others, because each and every one of us are here to create new paths and step upon them. And how we do so, we have to take into consideration the entire circle. But what overrides those introspections is the call of the soul, because we cannot see what source sees and what our soul sees down the road. We cannot see how things are lining up vibrationally in timelines. We cannot know those energies, but to merely, oftentimes we get glimpses through the Akasha or through future energies, but we allow ourselves to stay stuck in the mud, because we're afraid to make those changes. And that's exactly what hinders us and puts us in those energies that are at detriment to the spirit and the soul. The spirit and the soul are vibrational energy source of God, a source creator of spirit. And its main excitement is to explore and evolve. And if we're being stagnant in any way through experience, expression, or exploration, if we're not exploring new things or expressing new things, being that whole self of all that we are, then that's when we move into those de-evolved states. And that's when the bodies, the mental body, the emotional body, all that we are begins to suffer. And why that multidimensional healing and understanding of who we are as universal beings really becomes pivotal in our desire to own and honor that deep knowing. From that first card, the Ancestor of Knowing, and this is the spirit of empowerment, that once we create this deep knowing, once we say, okay, I absolutely know that I'm here for this beautiful gift that I have. I absolutely know this. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it. I'm dreaming about it. I see, hints and clues everywhere. My teams are guiding me. I get it. I am here for my own unique essence and my own unique path of greatness. And this is the sacred child being reawoken. This is the second childhood in many of us that are being reborn, because we were born into a childhood that didn't necessarily fit who the spirit and the soul truly were. And we're here to change that path so that generations and generations and generations of children can perhaps wake up into those new dynamics of really living their first childhood the first time. They don't have to go through a traumatic life until they're 50 and then have their second childhood. as soon as they're born, they are unique, divine, sacred beings, and they live their first childhood as soon as they're born. That's what's meant as true Christic sovereign liberation. We're not meant to be in a societal experience where, I mean, that's the game we've been playing, and we understand that. We've all signed on as souls to do that. But we're at a pivotal point now where each of us as way showers and light workers are breaking way into new ground to say that, well, perhaps education and school and banking, whatever it is we call our socioeconomic systems, maybe they can look completely different. So that we absolutely know within us that we're meant to be liberated. We know that we're meant to be free. We know that we're meant to travel the cosmos and experience and explore and express ourselves in new ways. And when we have those deep knowings, when we have that undeniable energy of who you are as spirit, then the empowerment is brought through you, through clearing away what doesn't serve. You've chosen, I choose that this limiting belief does not serve me. I choose to let it go. I release it. And I ask any teams and spirits to assist me in the transmutation of this energy. Bring forward to me the higher light of empowerment so that I can now be empowered to act and choose higher vibrational choices, so that I won't be stuck, so that I won't continue in old, outdated modes of experience. I can explore myself as the divine child of source, which is what once this person, this being receives, this conscious energy receives, I've let go of what's no longer required, and you can see the light begin to be funneled down their pillar of light. They begin to create those experiences where I can fly now, I can do this, I can create this. And that's when these ideas begin to take off. I'm empowered to create now. And it comes from this energy of, yes, I can do this, I can do this. And there's a face here. I always see faces in here because it's reminding me of the power of the soul. And the soul is always ever guiding you to allow you to know your perfection. That's what the soul's job is. It's to allow you the mirror reflection within all that it gives you through inspirations, through guidance, through multidimensional dreams and experiences with life and wildlife, to know that you are profound and that you are a perfect child of Source Creator. There's nothing that you cannot do. And so take that leap. Believe in yourself. Have trust and faith in all that you are as a being of light. You have everything that you need to create whatever it is that you want for the benevolence of yourself, your soul, and all that is that will benefit from it. And you have the wisdom to allow yourself the planning and the practicality to get there. Now, whether you might have to wait for other options to come to you, whether you might have to have Soul Tribe with you, whether you might have to have wings and maybe travel somewhere to make it happen, whatever it is, that wisdom will come to you, and it will come down into this funnel of who you are, and it will be created. And sometimes you may have to travel to have that change of energy, releasing the karmic density, releasing the karmic stories to go somewhere new, so that the vibrations are a match, so that you meet that soul tribe, so that you're garnering and honoring the light that's being blessed to you from above. And they come to you in a myriad of ways. It might come as ideas or dreams or a soul tribe that you meet or opportunities, and you will spawn your wings because you have the wisdom to know that I have a deep knowing, and I know that I will be empowered in the right moment. I just need to follow my heart. I need to allow myself to create and express myself and explore all that I am as an infinite being of light. And I absolutely know that is the wisdom. That truly is wisdom to me. Wisdom is not how much you know intellectually. It can be, but true inner wisdom is following your soul's guidance unconditionally, with unconditional trust and faith. And there's very few people that do that all the time, because we're innately born with eons and eons worth of layers of self-doubt and self-deprecation, subjugation, where we're always having to rely on programs and people to tell us what to do and how to do it, how to look, how to behave, how much money we need to make that to be accepted. So all of these are aspects of our entire socioeconomic system. Although it's served us very well, there's no judgment. We're honoring the path that we've taken. But now we're ready to take on something new and be wiser. We're ready to follow the hand of Spirit. We're ready to follow the guidance of Spirit, because that is true wisdom. That is the longevity of our planet and our collective, is through the wisdom of Spirit. We won't be guided in outside sources to a long, healthy, dynamic planet that will allow us to live beyond what we think we can. It will be done through Spirit. The spiritual mixing with science to allow us to know that we can maintain balance, that we can serve the greater good, that we can be aligned with with our highest and our best, serving the greater good. And what I'm seeing here is that, which Spirit always allows me to be reminded, is that This looks like the glowing head of a light being, and that these are the projections of this lifetime on earth. So we, as our higher selves, as our souls live through us, but us as source creator is we are aspects of source, and source is just watching us move about life. We have everything that we need when we need it. When we ask for it, we'll be given exactly what we need. And oftentimes if we don't have it, it's because there's a lesson. Is that lesson that you don't believe you're worthy of it? Is the lesson that until you acknowledge yourself as spirit and a light, and that you are entitled to beautiful life, that you are entitled to pure love, that you are entitled to divine abundance that is pure, abundance that comes from a place of integrity. This is divine abundance. How does the abundance come to you and through you? Your level of vibration will determine that. I am worthy of divine abundance, through which it's earned through integrity, it's earned through what's important to me, my moral values, my intrinsic desire to assist the greater good, to have that flow of give and take that's reciprocation in trade. And so it takes a path of self-reflection. If we're never doing the self-reflection, then we can't evolve. And that's why it's not always a path that's easy. It's not always a path that's nice. There will be those challenging days, because you have to face those shadow aspects of yourself, the inner child that said, I was so afraid to do this, and I got teased, or whatever it was that shadow child is showing you, or that shadow energy, the dark, whatever we want to call it, doesn't matter, the inner child. There are aspects of you that are allowing you the expression and the experience of limitation or liberation. We get to choose, and it takes inner knowing, it takes empowerment, and it takes divine wisdom, following all that you are as spirit. Spirit will guide you anywhere. Spirit will guide you to your wildest dreams, but you have to allow yourself those sacred moments, like tomorrow, the 2nd of February. Allow yourself to create that sacred knowing. I am sacred. I'm going to create a sacred initiation that's going to allow me to live in my most beautiful, miraculous way. I'm worthy of this. I'm really worthy. I want to be a part of what's coming next, because I have absolute hope that there will be a journey that I'm just going to want to move on, and I'm going to move fast. Nothing's going to stop me. And this is what this means to me, is this is forward movement. You don't have to know exactly where you're going. The path doesn't have to be laid out for you step by step, thought by thought, word by word, hotel by hotel. Understand that you'll be given the signs and the symbols, you'll be given the cues, you'll be given the doors of liberation. And it's up to us to trust all that we are, regardless of how crazy it might seem, to know that I am following my soul. My soul is singing this song for me, and I simply must. I've had hope. I've understood the path of light. I have sought the light in everything, regardless of how dark or dense it might have seemed. No matter how many times you wanted to give up, that hope allows you to keep going, because you understand the path. You understand that there will be lessons. Our deepest challenges are those lessons that take us in the greatest depths and richness of wisdom, of who we are as spirit. How you are, this divine and dynamic earthly experience was to see how far out of separation and duality and polarity that we could go, to allow ourselves to remember the divine light within and know our way back. And this is the way back. This is the representation of finding our way back to the light. There is always that light, and there is a path that each of us must walk. Each of us must go within and seek it. If we so desire, it's always free will. You don't have to. It absolutely feels pretty good when you're in alignment, and it feels not so good when you're not in alignment. When you're following others' wants and needs for you, when you're following others' vibrations for you, when you're following the expectations of society, when you're following the expectations of anybody else other than you and your soul, what source knows of you, what you know of you. Those are when you feel out of alignment. When you say things that don't feel in alignment of who you are, or you behave in a way that's not in alignment of who you are. Those are your soul defining moments that you can say, I choose to create a different vibration right now, and I choose to leave this. This is not working for me. And it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a way, the habits that we create for ourselves, they're called habits because they've allowed us to maintain that certain normality that the ego requires to be safe. But we, at any point, we are spirits, we are divine and infinite. We can choose to change it. And we can come to a brand new emergence. And that brand new emergence is showing us that you can emerge from anything. Your divine knowing and your love for yourself, your forgiveness, your acceptance of your path, your acceptance and your acknowledgement of every step that you've taken, even if some of them weren't proud, even if some of them weren't higher knowing, even if some of them were done in the reasons at the time that you thought might have been the best. Own it and honor it, because it's allowed you to be that teacher and that master that you are, to share it with others. I took some challenging paths. I did. I took them for the reasons I thought in my heart, even though my teams were saying no, and honor it. Your path doesn't have to be difficult. It's actually quite seamless and easy if we allow it to be. Yes, there's going to be lessons, but the longer that we stay in resistance, the longer that we stay in lack, the longer that we stay in less than, the longer that we stay in fear and doubt, the harder the path will be, especially with accelerated energies. And we want to allow ourselves that freedom of light, which the dragonfly offers. The dragonfly is just such an elegant, gentle, divine being. It just floats and it caresses the wind, and it's just such a powerful energy for us to watch. And this one came flying out to me earlier today. And it said, the answer to your question is a strong yes. Definitely yes, the unicorns. So this is beautiful and perfect, because we're talking about new beginnings. We're talking about new paths. We're talking about going within, and what is it within you that is inspiring you to take on a new challenge, that's inspiring you to step outside the norm, that's inspiring you to go beyond normal. What bold vision do you have for yourself and your spirit? What is it within you that is desiring to be just let out? How may that forest, and how may the stories of all that you are, all of the paths that you've taken, because you can see in this forest, there's perhaps many paths that this unicorn has taken. And now this unicorn is in this middle of this beautiful initiation circle, and the divine is offering them, where do you want to go now? And the unicorn says, wow, I look back and I've really traversed an incredible path, challenging, sometimes absurd, not believing in myself, not honoring myself, whatever it was, but honoring it and acknowledging it as part of who you are. I honor it. It's been who I am. I've learned so much, and I know I can help others in this journey. I absolutely know it. You offer yourself to creation in this initiation circle to say, I perhaps might not have made all the best choices, and I've forgiven myself as best that I can. I've done everything that I know how to do, and I really want to step forward into something that feels loving and light and joyful. I truly do. I believe there is forgiveness. I believe there is a new way. I believe that I can create a new reality through my desires and my intentions and my choosing to create greatness. I know it's within me. And you stand in this initiation circle and you absolutely know, definitely yes, without a moment's of hesitation, Source will create or will arrange the universe around you. There's no question. I have been through so much. I have experienced so much, and I've written so much about it in my blogs and in my books. There is nothing more profoundly knowing in my heart that Source in all moments will arrange miracles and magic in the purest of your hearts. Even when you're not pure of heart, and even when you have those moments where you give up, the benevolent energies, the benevolent love of Source, the benevolent Father, Mother, Creator that only want the highest and the best for their children, as we do, they will not stop at nothing to allow you to believe in who you are. But we must open our eyes. We must be the ones to say, I'm ready. That's the free will. I am ready to see myself as a definite yes. I'm tired of telling myself no. And the way will be shown. You will see the heavens open up, and you will feel it alchemically within you. You will feel the shift and the majesty of the heavens within you. And that is what was meant in the many texts and ancient energies that were written. Part of my role is to offer higher vibrational writings as sacred texts so that we can come forward and truly allow ourselves to take an expansive, infinite look at really what was offered initially and transform it and transmute it and bring in the new. Honor what was, yes, absolutely. Honor all religions, yes, absolutely. And how can we add to it? How can we make the most sacred sacred? How can we go beyond and create limitless, infinite vibratory energies in our writings, in our scripts, in our behaving, and truly move beyond? The only way is if we surrender and accept and acknowledge our path, what we've created and how we've created it, honor it, own it. You got to claim it before you can change it. Suppressing it and denying it will prolong the challenge. It will prolong the darkness. It will prolong the density. And it's not a comfortable path. I've experienced it. It's not comfortable. And it's okay. There's no judgment by source creator. There's no judgment by creation. You're good. You'll learn the lessons that one will learn, right? There's never a wrong path. But you at any point, and this is what these strong energies are showing us, those of you that are drawn to this, if there's something in front of you or within you that you're ready to start new, there is a definite yes within the vibration. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been drawn here. You're ready. You've got what you need. And if you don't, it will be given to you as you step forward. That's what one of the most magical, and I've got my unicorn there, one of the most magical things that I've experienced on my path is the remembrance of what I know. And it surprised me at sometimes, because oftentimes I will be communicating, whether it's to people or to groups, those that are interested in ascension or awakening, and I will, the people that I'm communing with, or it's a webinar, a global webinar, I'm so amazed that spirit brings all of these people together, and it's a divine orchestration. And I've written about it in my books. I've seen it over and over again. It's the divine intelligence, the innate fields of benevolence for evolution. It's a divine weaving, an interweaving, like it's an interweaving of energy and light and love and the councils and the heavens, bringing people together for the evolution of the planet, for the evolution of species, for the evolution of all life and love. And I will be gathered with certain people that have been brought together for divinely synchronistic reasons. And I'll be offered a topic to discuss on and to muse about and to ponder on and expand upon. And in those moments, I'll be bringing information that I had no idea I knew. And yes, there's channeled, and yes, I open to spirit, and yes, it flows through me. But those are also my wisdoms commingling and entangling with spirit. I'm not separating it from outside of me. It's me. And that's something that I've had to take on and own and be a part of. And that's an honor that the path of enlightenment offers you, that you'll get to a point where you're no longer separating it. You're no longer separating the coincidences. You're no longer separating the synchronicities. You're no longer separating the magic. It's you, your soul, and you as one, source creator as one. The allowance of this, the surrender of this, the acknowledgement of this, that's when you start living your fifth dimensional frequencies. Because there's nothing that you can look at or comes to you that says, I have all that I need within me to resolve whatever I've attracted, whatever I've contracted, whatever I've allowed into my mirror space. And that's when you start building that greater self-empowerment, that your vibration starts to rise and you start calling in those higher vibrational frequencies, because you're trusting yourself, you're honoring yourself, you know that you've got everything you need. And it's a beautiful yes. And part of the awakening process, the garnering process where you open portals of all that you are, the majesty of all that you are, is our thankfulness. Being thankful in every moment is that what we've talked about in I think it was yesterday, our healing exercises and anything that we've written about, to open your divine sacred heart, to open your heart for love, for healing in anything, begins with gratitude and appreciation. Because it is the language of spirit, is the language of the heavens, it's the language of the angels. To open within every moment that you begin your clearing and your healing is to be grateful for all that you are and all that you've been guided to, and allow others around you to know that you're thankful for them. The life that you have, those that you love, those that you have loved, those that have brought you the wisdom that you've garnered. Every experience you can be thankful for, regardless of how challenging it is, because it is you. That's a huge recognition that does take time to reflect upon. And you can muse about it in every day, and it will come to you in a different way. When you're allowing yourself the strength and the wisdom to know that everything that has occurred is you, is a part of you, that's when you truly start feeling and honoring self-love. You can't get there without it. To appreciate you, to value you, to garner you as sacred, to garner you as a valued piece of creation, it takes moment for moment gratitude, appreciation, and thankfulness. And oftentimes through our hardest challenges, through the ones that we didn't think we were going to make it. And then we look back, wow, that was me. I did that. I didn't have to put myself through that. Or I made the decision that took me down a path that was so challenging. And in every way that you're learning and garnering and forgiving and accepting and acknowledging, it's your path to the expansive soul, that you live in a constant state of glowing appreciation. So appreciate you, because appreciating you first, you can then look to those around you and appreciate them. You look around and appreciate the food. You look around and appreciate everything that is you, showing itself to you to say, hey, I'm here. Appreciate me, I'm here. And so that's beautiful. Powerful, powerful energies. And there was 2 cards that came out here. So this is the Sisterhood of the Rose: beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, and the teacher. And we see that this has many symbolisms. Though we all understand the unfurling of the flower is the divine flower of the heart, which is a representation of the divine feminine frequencies of the heavens that are being reintroduced into this new planetary ascension. The Divine Holy Mother is the caretaker, if you will, of humanity's new ascension programs and plans and programs of light, meaning that we are here to rebalance the divine feminine and the divine male in this ascension. We are also bringing these light programs forward to balance and harmonize the sacred child. Our understandings, our representations of disenfranchisement to many different cultures and beings, aspects of life. This is within the divine plan and the many heavens plan for humanity's ascension. And why, to me, this is the temple of the divine feminine, to honor and garner the appreciation for all life that the divine feminine comes to encompass, is that nurturance and compassion for all life. And it's held within every moment that we create that compassion, that petal unfurls, not closing down and hiding through self-judgment or through eons of limitation, fear, and greed. We're here to bring about a new awakening that truly opens up the roof. That's what I feel. It's like this roof is opening up, and it's from the purity of love and compassion and the wisdom that's drawn from compassion and pure love. And it is a path of priesthood, of priestesshood, of magicianhood, of mysticism, because it goes beyond what is written in text. It goes beyond what is known or seen. It is the invisible. It is the benevolent fields of source. It is the benevolent fields of light within you. And it is unknown, unseen, uncharted territory for many. And it's that inner knowing. And that's how the path of the priestess and the magician is laid, is by following the path of the unknown and honoring every step of the way that you have the skills and the gifts of alchemy. You have the skills and the gifts to create things out of nowhere because you're one with source. And if it will serve benevolence, it will serve the all. Then you're honored in that path of that creation. And so it's a really big, especially with the energies tomorrow, 02022020 mirrors. For me, I'm going to do some reflection on it because I can feel there's a beautiful epiphany that's coming to me. And I want to save that for the Divine Mother and Father. And I'm honoring myself within those energies. And so, allow yourself to know that you don't have to dim to fit in. You can choose to take off the blindfolds and whatever it is that you feel has been masking you and that you've been masking yourself. What aspects of you are ready to come forward? And what aspects of you are ready to be unveiled and known anew? And what I'm seeing here as a shamanic message is that this is the all-seeing eye, the eye of God. And the eye of God, to me, represents many things and is seen in many things and is in many things. And we can go into that in a different frequency. But what this is saying to me is that the message of this is don't dim to fit in. So how have you been holding back to appease others? And so these are the energies of the self that she's been recognizing and harmonizing into who she is. This is the eye of Source Creator that says, you know that you are far grander than you've allowed yourself to become. And these are the voices that you're healing, that you're harmonizing into the grander version of you. Not to separate and to say, oh, dang, I made a wrong choice, or, oh, dang, I'm silly, or whatever those self-deprecating things that we move through. But she's saying that I am here to choose, because the arms up to me, just as mysticism, arms up for me is the opening of the heart. She's ready. I'm ready to see who I am. And this for me is an initiation. It appears as if she's hiding and covering her eyes, but how I am feeling the energy, how I'm seeing the energy, is this is an initiation process. All of the smoke and mirrors and the clouds that she's allowed herself to believe in are now being harmonized into who she is with Source. And she's lifting her arms in initiation to call them in. I'm calling you in. I know that you're a part of me. I've learned many great lessons from you, but I'm now harmonizing you into the higher frequencies of pure unconditional love and light. And I'm going to be greater and grander for it. That's the harmonization and alchemy of the whole self, unifying as unity consciousness. That we go through these experiences, we must. Because we do get to that point where we see ourselves as Source and say, this isn't working for me anymore. Those words don't work for me. This experience, those feelings in my tummy, they don't work for me anymore. I'm letting this go. And the smoke and mirrors truly does. This is the alchemic frequency of this transmutation. And when we do certain invocations and ceremonies like that, we're using them in very ancient ways that we're reminding ourselves of our oneness with creation. And that's how we've used them in invocations and ceremony. And this is the Council of Light, and these are the supporting characters and energies that are assisting humanity to unfold in the profound ways that we've never known. And what's coming to me right now is the various portals that are opening up, and the Divine Mother honoring through the divine councils and the heavenly councils, the honoring the spirit and the light codes that are coming in for new plans. So every program of light, a new initiation is being made, and new codes for the benevolence of the program, for the benevolence of humanity, for expansion. This is humanity here, and we're expanding ever up, 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 up because of these codes, because of the unionization within the heavens, to create that harmony of what is really needed upon earth, which is the valuing and the rebalancing of our entire collective experience, where it's not the only small percentage that have. Everybody has. It's a rebalancing of everything. And it's allowing that energy of the Divine Mother through compassion, through forgiveness, through unconditional love, to see all children cared for, all children. And all children are us, as well as the children's collective, because we are children of Source Creator. And we can choose to live a life of limitation and degradation, or however our free will chooses to direct us. And as we become more aware, our free will becomes wiser. We choose wiser. So it's that lack of awareness that keeps us stagnant. And again, this is the second yes card. This was on the bottom of the deck, and we can see the divine energies. Again, new programs of light coming into those that are open and awake to it. There's new programs of light. There's new missions. There's new honorings. There's new soul tribe. There's new temples of light. This is a profound yes. There's 2 profound yeses in this reading, and this will be uploaded on that beautiful day for tomorrow. So we thank you, dear lighted ones. So allow yourself to know that there's infinite miracles. There's infinite miracles and majesties within you. And it's all for us to take honor within and say, yes, I'm ready. I'm going to pull a miracle out right now, and have those communions with Source Creator, Spirit, God, however you want to commune with Spirit, your higher self, your teams. And you have the entire galaxy and the universe that is supporting you in benevolent, sacred play and co-creation. You absolutely do. And you can align yourself and allow yourself to be taken from whatever it is you're experiencing into something new. You absolutely can, and I am living proof of it. And why I've come forward to share so many stories, because I get the human ride. I get it. I'm able to see other frequencies and tune in with other frequencies and create those universal channels and downloads and write about them and have that visionary perspective. But I'm able to say with great pride and with great honor, and it's taken me so many years, that I honor the human ride and I honor the human perspective, and we are meant to be infinite, limitless beings of divine, holy light that is totally, utterly, unequivocally, undeniably magical and majestic. Undeniably. It just is. And I've seen it and experienced it in so many ways that I wish that I could write a book as soon as I've experienced it. And maybe one day there might be those inventions, that, as soon as you think it, boom, it's in a book. And I know that they will be. And just know that Source Creator and you, the more harmonized you are, the more instantaneous these experiences will be. And the more magical they will be, because you're allowing it. There's nothing blocking you from your essence of divine beauty anymore. The majesty that is you. There's nothing blocking you. There's no more beliefs to hide, and why I've experienced so much stripping back. And at times your physical body, all that you are as a physical being, will try and call back those limitations, because that's all you've ever known. That's the ego. And the higher self and your soul and your team will say, surrender now, surrender now, surrender now, because that soul is saying you don't need those anymore. Just live from your heart. You have everything you need. Trust me, you've been a human thousands of times. You're a master. You have so much wisdom within you, but it's allowing us that acknowledgement and acceptance. I've often told this story that they showed me, and I'll give it to you in two examples that I was given with Source and Spirit. The mansion of the many yous. And the mansion of yous is that this beautiful mansion that's infinite number of rooms and doors, and it's all you. You're within every door, you're within every experience. And anytime that you want to experience something new, through your divine will intent, through your divine excitement to be the sacred child that you are, to explore evolution, to explore creation, you can choose to walk up a level, whether it's an elevator or stairs or a hoverboard. You can choose to move about your majesty of that mansion in any way that you choose. And Source will support you. That's free will. And you can choose to create it and imagine it in whatever ways that you so desire. And the other one was that, you're at a park and you've wanted to have some beautiful fun with your friend. And your friend, you set out the picnic blanket and you've got the backpack and you've got the toys and the equipment to play. You've got the food. And your friend says, come on, let's go play. And you go out to a space where there's a bit of a clearing. And your friend takes out a ball from the bag and throws it at you. And of course, without you knowing anything and being the, the innocent new fool, starting something new that you've never tried before or even knew was possible, you let the ball, kind of hit you on the belly and drops to the ground. And your friend says, well, what are you doing? And you ask, well, what are you doing? What are you doing throwing something at me? And your friend begins to emerge, from the grass, picking the ball up. Well, did you know it's a fun game that we can play, and it's called catch. And you saying, well, I didn't know that, but I'm interested. It sounds kind of fun. Let me know more. And your friend says, well, when I throw something at you, put out your hands and try and catch it. You can do this. And the fool of you says, well, perhaps I can. My friend said that there's something that's possible. My friend reminded me that I can do something that I never thought I could do. So let's try this. And so the friend takes the ball and throws you the ball, and you put out your hands and you kind of catch it, and then it falls to the ground. But you say, I get this. I'm getting this now. And your heart opens up even more. You're having even more fun. And then you begin to move back and forth, and the friend kind of, throws it out of reach, and you have to run for it and dive for it. You're having even more fun. So the point of the story is, in both of those offerings, is that you have infinite access to have as much fun as you choose. You have infinite access to try something new, even though it might not be discovered or known or defined or named. But in the asking, in the stepping forward, in that taking of the leap, in the acknowledgement that you are profound to create in the moment, that you are profound to be a part of life in the moment and have it unfold richly to you, is your oneness with Source, is your oneness in majesty, is your oneness in the infinite and the impossible. And we offer that to you as inspiration so that you do go forward and know unequivocally that there is a yes for you somewhere, and that you're seeking of it, you're calling it in, you're inviting it in, your oneness to dance with Source and try something new and truly take that step into the unknown. You will only be the benefit of that. And that will be a brand new story that, as that unicorn, you can say, holy cow, look what I've done. Look what I've achieved, and I've come forward through the thickness of the barrage of energies that I traversed to get to where I am now. And I can still say, yes, I am. I am light. I can do this. My path might have changed 1,000 times, but I can do it. I believe in me. And we leave you with that, dear lighted ones. We thank you so much for being a part of our beautiful community. And for those that We have Ascension classes, global webinars, sacred light and sacred sound and toning, Ascension videos. We offer so much for free, and we hope that you enjoy them and allow yourselves to explore, expand, and express all that you are in this divine journey of the becoming of light, the remembrance of light, and our reunification with our human family, with Gaia, with all life, and our sacred convergence of being who we are as source creators. And we thank you so much. And we thank you for the good karma donations, Joanna at paypal.com. And we thank all of those that join us every day on our spiritual journeys of exploration of who we are as source, to open new pathways for our society, our community, our collective, to open new pathways of creative learning, of creative exploration and creative healing. And we're hoping that you'll join us for our explorations in this and our expressions of this, because it's from my heart. And I'm so passionate to be a part of this divine fifth dimensional emergence into light. And I thank you so very much. Namaste, and we love you.